I'm temporarily muting you all so that there is no disturbance inside. If you feel any challenges, any network issues, please let me know in the chat box. Yes, arrive and ready to go. And let me share my screen. So give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen and hear me also. Can see my screen. Thank you. Thank you so much. So this is episode number 4 of the Practice Pain Points, a series that we started with a survey in June. And of course, did the first 2 episodes on the Guru Purnima day and following up with 2 Practice Pain Point episodes today. And of course, there will be a series of 2 more in the next month before we shift back to finance pain points once again in the month of November. Every month, there will be one session, one day, which will be dedicating to this. So let me just breeze through what we have done so far. All my presentations always begin with thanking the Lord Almighty who's given me much more than what I deserve. And of course, it is Teachers' Day, and my biggest teacher is not with me actually, but is definitely there virtually with me. So thank you, Dad. Miss you always. So this is my brief CV. All are aware of it by now. Let's not stop here. And of course, today is Teachers' Day. The first Vice President and the second President of India, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, whose birthday is celebrated as the Teachers' Day. And of course, what are the learning objectives for today? The learning objectives are the pain point survey that we did in June. 2022 pain point videos in the form of 5 episodes are already there on YouTube. So this is purely educational webinar with value addition with no selling whatsoever at the end, as is the trend these days. So I'll do a quick recap of the previous parts in the time I start. Then from there, I'll continue for 1 hour, 10 minutes max. So this is again one of those sessions where we add value only. And of course, I'll keep doing that once a month. This time I extended it beyond my community as well. Of course, we'll keep on trying new things to have maximum attendance. And of course, the topic for day, session number 252 happened in the morning, 253 happening right now. So a few requests: if you are on cell phone, please shift to laptop because it'll make things easier for you. And of course, if you don't have a pen and a pad, paper, please use a notepad, or you can say write digitally also. Writing is the best form of learning. Remove all distractions around you, and of course, learn from others' problems before yours get answered or listed. And if again, lastly, my solutions don't appeal to you, you can surely look out for options outside me. So these are the 3 webinars that have happened so far, the 2 on the day of Guru Purnima and 1 today morning. So let's quickly recap all those queries which have been covered. I won't be spending time for, you can say, what I have answered at those queries. Otherwise, it is going to take a lot of time in that sense. So let's quickly recap. We started with episode 1 on 3rd of July, Guru Purnima Day. And the first session with the, you can say, detailing of the pain points, how they can be from 0 to 10. Again, they are simply saying problems only. When we did in 2022, we segregated in 7 headings, but this time we are divided into severity, you can say, grade of high, moderate, low. And the name was, as usual, we have kept it anonymous, and so that there is no name naming. We just want the queries to be answered. The city is needed because solutions can be different sometimes. We have started with the high ones first, and we'll be dealing with that. So the high ones are still continuing, and they'll be continuing in this session as well. And of course, the first query was from Surat, Gujarat. The second was from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. The third was for Perangulathur, Tamil Nadu. Fourth one was from Meerut, Uttar Pradesh. Fifth one was from tier 3 city in India, not mentioned the name. The 6th number query was from Nagpur, Maharashtra. And of course, 7th was from Pune, Maharashtra. And with this, we came to the end of the session number 1. Session number 2 started in the same evening. I was traveling that day. So it started with the first query from Nyamati Taluka, Karnataka. Number 8. Number 9 was from Pune, Maharashtra again. Number 10 was from Surat, Gujarat. Number 11 was from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Number 12 was from Tier 2, India. Number 13 was from Trivandrum, Tier 3, Kerala. Number 14 was from Hingoli, Maharashtra. Number 15 was from Surat, Gujarat again. Number 16 was from Jamnagar, Gujarat again. Number 17 was from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. And of course, clubbed with a query from Bhusawal district, Jalgaon, Maharashtra. 19 was from Bhiwandi, Maharashtra. 20th was from Srinagar, J&K. And with that, we ended the, you can say, episode number 2. This morning, we started from episode number 3, and of course, from query number 21. And pain point session number 3, episode number 3. Query number 21 was from Mumbai, Maharashtra. 22 was from Mohali, Punjab. 23 was from Panvel, Maharashtra. 24 was from right now in Pune, but planning to shift to my hometown. That is a town, rural area in Rajasthan. And 25 was from Vadodara, Gujarat. 26 was from Delhi, India. And 27 was again from Delhi. So with the end, we can say 27th query, we came to the end of episode number 3. So at the stroke of 2:07, I'm starting with episode number 4. Let's begin the session and take up the queries which are now in the pipeline. I'll try to cover up maximum possible in the next 65 to 70 minutes from now. So let's see episode number 4 or part number 4 of Pain Point series in practice. So the first query to number 28 is from Thane, Maharashtra. Time management, finance management, people management. So technically, you have covered the 3 nuts and the bolts in a way where you can say segregated the whole topic. Time management, the simple funda is science has proved it. I don't need to validate it again and again. Early risers, early bird gets the worm. And I'm a live example. If I can accomplish so many things, of course, with the help of my associate and assistant staff as well, I'm not the one doing everything myself, but with the help of them, still I'm able to achieve so many things in a given day. That is absolutely credited only to one thing, starting early. Starting early gives me actually almost 26, 27 hours a day. The morning output is equivalent to 2 hours spent in the day. So start your day early. That is the only one tip I can give you. Another tip, identify what you need to do, what you need to defer, what you need to delegate, and what you need to delete. So do, defer, delegate, and delete. If you have identification of every of those aspects, trust me, it will be very easy for you. But if you want to do everything yourself and you want to be perfect in the results, you'll get nowhere. So you have to learn to master the 4 Ds of time management. That is the best thing. So the finance management, of course, increase avenues of increasing income and decrease the avenues of which can, you can say, be a leaking holes in your buckets, or you can say in your expense sheet. So it works both ways. If they start at the same level, 50-50, even if you go 10% up in your income and 10% low in your expenses, the relative difference is 20. So you have to hammer at both the ends, not only at the income and income बढ़ increased income will always come with some increased expenses that you have to understand, because variable expenses will surely come into play whenever the income is increased. Fixed may not come into play, but the variable is surely going to come into play. So better to have an understanding of your expenses as well and learn to manage your inventory. There are so many useless items. Open up your drawer, open up your refrigerator. There will be so many expired items, those items which you, or maybe not expired, which you have not used in a while. 1.5 years ago, you used them last. So those were your FOMO purchases. Learn to curb them. Have a proper budgeting mechanism. And once you have that budgeting mechanism, you should identify what is important for your clinic and what is not. If you start doing that, you'll be able to manage your inventory. People management or staff management, staff is your backbone. You grow because you have people. You don't keep people and then you start growing. You grow because you have people. So understand that part very, very clearly. If you want that पहले मैं कमा लूं फिर मैं और staff member रखूंगा, We are going against the law of nature. The law of nature says first you sow, then you reap. You are wanting to reap first and then want to sow. You can't go against nature. So understand people management is one important topic. Again, I can't summarize that in a few words, but yes, it all starts from a wrong hiring. A wrong hiring means you can't trust that employee fully. You can't have a skillful employee at your disposal. And if you don't have a skillful employee at your disposal, you will try to do that employee's work also yourself. And that is a characteristic trap of self-employment. You're paying that employee, you are doing his work also. And when he's doing work, you are keeping an eye on him also. And you won't be able to, you can say, get free from that. So it all starts from wrong hiring. Hire right people and you will be able to grow more in practice. And of course, staff management in that sense, whenever you have to manage people, don't believe that your Diwali bonus is the only thing that can help them, retain with you or stay with you. People expect 4 dimensions when they want to stay with you. They expect a monetary growth, which is but obvious. They expect a career growth. They expect a work-life balance. They expect to be treated with respect and care. If you can give all these 4 to them, then you can manage your staff effectively. So I hope I have tried to do a justice to whatever your queries were in this regard. So query from Mumbai, Maharashtra, still able to run a profitable dental business. Monthly collection is increasing, no doubt, but proportionate expenses are also increasing, leading to lesser take-home income. It is but obvious. Whenever you, as I just mentioned in the previous question as well, whenever your input or income increases, you will have more expenses as well. And more expenses means your fixed is still constant, your variable is increasing. So you need to identify which of the expenses you can curb down a bit or whichever you can. But yes, having more avenues to increase plus being priced correctly is the key to a more profitable dental business. Sometimes we are having good work, we are having decent expenses, but still the carry home is less. The problem is incorrect pricing. So incorrect pricing, I mentioned in the morning session, your NPM means the net profit margin. Don't look at, for example, we are all a dentist here. So whatever a local PFM costs you, that is not your cost of a crown. Your cost of a crown is your material charge, your chairside assistance charge, your indirect expenses. So technically, after the study, we have done it that approximately 1,925 rupees, or let's say 2,000 rupees is the cost of a PFM crown, which is to you. So you need to minimally charge 4,000 if you are keeping direct and indirect expenses in mind in that regard. Yes, the expenses may vary, may change depending upon your tier of city because your indirect are proportionately less. A few things may be proportionately less in direct also. Maybe, and your clinic may be an average dental clinic, if not a standard one. So maybe your cost may come down to 1,300 or so. In that case, your margin is probably 26, 2,700. So that is why it is not important. Whatever you decide to charge is important. It is important that you charge as per your costing. I may be having a cost of, let's suppose, 2,500 for a PFM crown. So I can't charge below 5,000. You may be having it, let's suppose 2,000. Somebody else may be having 3,000 as well, depending upon the input cost, depending upon the manufacturing crown cost. So the problem is not your costing. The problem is the understanding and pricing according to, understanding and not pricing according to your costing. That is the problem. When you don't charge correctly, you will carry home less. So the simple way is either decrease your expenses. If you decrease your direct, proportionately your indirect are also going to decrease. The way we have calculated our you can say procedure costing. Your direct decreases, your indirect is also going to decrease. Your tier of city is more, your indirect proportionately is not 50 but 33%. So accordingly, your difference would be a different from someone who's having the same set of materials in a tier 1 city and you are in a tier 3 city. Comparatively, using the same materials, you will still end up with lesser charges because only materials are constant. The rest of the things have changed. Maybe the rent part changes. Maybe the village guy has, or the rural guy, or the tier 3 guy has his own land. The tier 1 is on rent. Probably the lab cost is different for both of them. So probably though so many, you can say, facets are involved into this. So work out your costing. It cannot be constant for everyone. That means आपके पड़ोसी का आपके प्रॉफिट में कोई रोल नहीं है, वो जितना मर्जी चार्ज करे. If he's charging less, he's digging his own grave. Why do you want to follow him by charging less? कि हम तो डूबेंगे सनम, तुमको भी ले डूबेंगे. It's not the logic that works in dentistry, and not in any professional space as well. In that sense, started practice with low treatment fees due to lack of confidence, and now that amount seems to be undercharged and can't raise the fees greatly. This is a characteristic trap once again. हट्टी चट्टी वट्टी theory. You start with low treatment fees, patient बढ़ जाएंगे, फिर charges बढ़ा लेना. Then वो patients कहेंगे हम आपके पास आपके कम रेट के कारण आते थे. नहीं, आपने खुद बोला कि मैंने पेशेंट्स के कारण रेट नहीं कम रखा, अपने लैक ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस के कारण. So increase your skills, increase your confidence, and charge aptly. The only thing is that the patients don't realize that whether you are expensive or costly, it is we who tell them repeatedly again and again, comparing the things. मैं तो अपने एरिया में सबसे कम लेता हूं, हम तो सबसे महंगे हैं, हम तो सबसे सस्ते हैं. We put these messages in patients' mind. A lay person very rarely goes into, you can say, different clinics and inquires like, आपके फिलिंग का क्या रेट है, आपके क्राउन का क्या रेट है. There will be a few, you can say, very few percentage of patients, but broadly patients are not bothered about the price. Broadly they bother about a service, they bother about the overall CX, customer experience, as it is called in short, what you are going to give them. You can see the movie Pathan or a Jawan in a single screen also for 100 rupees, 50 rupees in a smaller center. You choose to spend a 300 or a 400 in a multiplex, or a 1000, 1500 in an IMAX, if you decide to do so. If you decide to do so, you choose it because you want to have a good experience with your family. You have chosen it. Then you go there and spend 300 rupees for a 30 rupees worth of popcorn. Nobody puts a gun on your temple and tells you to buy it. You buy it by choice because you want to enjoy the experience that you have come here. The same logic goes for, you can say, patients as well. They want to get rid of pain, but they want to get rid in a comfortable, peaceful environment. I have time and again classified patients. They are A, B, C, D. Amazing, breadwinning, convenience, and dangerous. We are focused only on C category of patients who are interested in pricing only. Please get over that. There are so huge category of A and B patients who want to have a good experience. आप आजकल के बच्चों को देख लो, हम लोग बड़े हुए हैं तो हम लोग जैसे कहीं जा रहे हैं रोड ट्रिप पे, so we'll stop at a roadside dhaba to maybe have a tea, maybe have a meal also sometimes. We'll still do so, people of my generation. But today's youngsters or generation or kids rather, I would say, nahi, chi, ganda hai. They will like be this. They want a branded restaurant. They'll prefer a Pizza Hut and a McD or a KFC on the way. They won't go into, their mindset is tuned into that. So why do you want that every generation, everyone is into pricing? Price is an important factor. I don't deny that. If you're charging 5,000 for a 500 rupee service, then everybody will bother. But if somebody is charging 500, 700,000, all are in this range only, it doesn't make a difference to a patient. All they want is good experience. One last important point on this. There is nothing called, and again, I'm going to throw a truth bomb at you. There is nothing called as a loyal patient. People go where they get treated the best. Simple logic. There is nothing called as a loyal patient in this regard. कि मेरे पास पैसे कम है इसीलिए पेशेंट आ रहा है, मेरे चार्जेस कम है इसलिए मेरे पास पेशेंट आ रहा है. नो, where they get treated the best. Treated the best does not mean only treatment wise, it means ऐसे भी और वैसे भी. How they are treated as per their your behavior, as per their environment, how comfortable are your clinic interiors, all those things. Again, don't single out that interiors need to be very important. It is a combination of all the factors. Your staff courtesy, your way of detailing, your way of explaining to the patient, coupled with your painless treatment, your comfortable interiors. This is one component of all the services. It's not, don't single out कि मेरे comfortable interior नहीं है तो इसी कारण patients come. It is a factor which is there, which imbibes all this. I hope you get the point. So query number 30 is from Nagina, the jewel city of Uttar Pradesh. Less footfall of patients, lower paying capacity of patients, unethical practice by quacks, disturbed by quackery. So there was a similar query in the morning also. I'll first deal with C and D part. So before coming to A and B. So what happens outside your clinic is absolutely none of your business. Whether you have, I give this example many times. Mere 20 meters, 500 meters, 1 kilometer, 1.5 kilometer, 4 bade charitable hospital. Do I bother? No. Uske alawa, there are 13, 14, 15 clinics as well in 1 square kilometer. Do I really bother? No. There is nothing called as a competition. I get my due. My work gets me my due. And those I mentioned, the Gurudwara manager and the Mandir chief pujari is my patient. So it's not because of, and they have a free treatment clause wherever they are. They come and pay me money to get treated from me. So money is not at all in that subject. So whatever quacks are doing, are you even competing with them? If somebody is disturbing you, that means he or she is your competition. If you are equating yourself to a quack, I'm really sorry to say that you are mistaken. People are well educated these days. They check every person's degree before they go. Most of them, if not all. And if you believe that the quack has a huge rush of patients, most of them won't be educated patients. So what do you want? You want those uneducated patients paying 200, 300, 400 and coming to you and making a beeline outside your premises? I'm sorry, I will never want those category of patients. So you decide what kind of patients you want, A, B, C, or D. I want A or B only. I never want C or D patients. Amazing breadwinning, convenience or dangerous. Convenient patients are anyways no one's patients. I do a service at 2000 being the cheapest in my area, for example. Somebody opens at 1800, he becomes his patient. Another one starts doing it at 1500, he becomes his patient. So they will keep on shuffling and you can say jumping from one clinic to another. So it is their choice. But does a normal middle class patient change dentist again and again because of cost? How many of you know it? Majority of us are middle class. How many times you have checked, you can say change your vendor of any services, not the product industry, I would say, service industry. How many times have you changed your, you can say your barber? How many times have you changed your tailor? How many times have you changed your gas agency? Unless they have given you a problem. If not, then why will people keep on hopping? Product industry, it may happen. But even that is a very marginal industry. Those days, people are not very, you can say, differently priced. Somebody is charging 1,000, another may be charging 1,020, another may be charging 980. That is the margin in the product industry in today's times. But in service industry, pricing is not important. It is all about the CX, customer experience. If you are not giving a good experience, and customer experience also refers to your treatment plan, what you have explained, and treatment actually done. And that equates to lesser footfall of patients also. Because again, lesser footfall means we are not doing active marketing. We are not visible to our audience. We are believing in that fact that जो होगा मेरा word of mouth से मेरी किस्मत का मुझे मिल जाएगा. But then we don't realize these things, that certain things are beyond that in today's times. Unless or until we start understanding the importance of marketing, as I explained in the morning session, we are not going to get results. And you have to be visible to your target audience. Lower paying capacity of patients, you choose your own destiny, what you want. If you want good category of patients, go out and search for them or be visible to them. Many times patients say this thing after getting a good treatment. I am really thankful to you that I found you finally. But where the hell were you all these years? Because they believe you were invisible to them. You were Mr. India to them. Why? Why have you chosen to be Mr. India? Why are you relying on being, you can say, settled with the word of mouth approach? The answer lies with you. Query from New Gurgaon, Delhi NCR, Uttar Pradesh. Want to update myself in dentistry, but courses are too costly. If I am attending courses also to upgrade myself, then equipment regarding same are too costly. Patients after listening treatment cost of upgrade things deny for it. We all spent lakhs of rupees on meaningless education in school, which taught us the battle of Plassey and Panipat and the trigonometry, sine theta, cos theta, which are not applicable in anywhere in our daily life. We still spend them. Now, I'm not saying please take out your kids from school and start teaching them online. So what I mean to say is we spend that money. But when it comes to real world education, nobody teaches us that. And on top of that, we are not open to learning. See, your statement itself mentions you have a resistance to that. Want to update myself, but courses are too costly. If somebody has learned certain things, mastered it, he's grown the, you can say, bought the seeds, grown the crop, taken care of it, then milled it, then cleaned it, made chocolates out of it, and wants you to offer chocolates. You don't want to even eat those chocolates. Then do the hard work of growing the crop again. It's your choice. Then I upgrade. Why do you want to upgrade? Is it your like subject or love subject? Is it your on-hold subject or is it giving you revenue in your clinic? The equipment regarding the same are too costly. See, your vibe attracts your tribe. If you are having such a resistance, you will attract similar kind of patients who will have resistance to you paying, resistance to paying you for the treatment. It is as simple as that. People always ask, why do I get bargaining patients? Ask yourself how many times you bargain with the rickshaw wala, bhaji wala, sabji wala, kiryane wala. How many times you do it? It is karma, baby. It is going to come back to you. Simple answer. So you are giving the answer yourself. Your resistance shows it. If you don't want to, and trust me, self-education is more important than the actual education that we believe. In India, the system is such, the education, of course, it has been revised now. What changes it brings us, we'll be knowing that in 10 to 15 years from now. But we are not prepared for the real world education. Real world, you can say, what we have to really face. We throw our graduation hats in the air on the day of graduation, but the next day the reality strikes you. Nobody's ready to employ you. You don't have a confident skill set to open up your clinic yourself. You don't know about marketing. You don't know about selling. You don't know about finances. You don't know about HR. There are so many. You don't know about the statutory regulations. You don't know about the management. There are so many no's which you don't know, which are needed for a practice life. And when we start to know all this, the resistance comes from within us. The monkey mind of ours starts to juggle from one place to another. Let's open up the YouTube channel of this thing. Usne YouTube pe sara gyan de diya hai. Let's buy it from there. Who will be a fool to give you everything on YouTube? No one. No one. Not even me. Not even me. My YouTube channel is huge. 800 plus videos now, but still I've not given even 10%. It's as simple as that. It's up to you how you want to grab it from me. I keep on delivering nuggets here and there. Some on FB, some on YouTube, some on webinar, some in WhatsApp. You can say some on in my blog, some in my articles. If you combine all that, you will still be getting something close to 25 to 30%. If you find that good, collect all and use it. But there is still 70 to 75, which is there within me, which I distribute separately. It's as simple as that. So if you start shedding that resistance, then only you will realize that the world is there, which has everything to teach you. The problem lies with us that we want all those things for free. And trust me, my friend, there are no free lunches in the world. Only one thing, with due respect, I always say, there is only one thing free in this world, and that is mother's milk. With due respect, I say that. Rest, nothing comes free of cost. You need to pay for it. Either resources, either money, either time. You pay either way, you have to pay for it. Bargaining for treatment cost, I just mentioned, your wife will attract your tribe. If you are doing same things, you will attract same kind of patients. Start shunning that attitude even for 1 month and see the change in your practice in this aspect only. Just realize, and you can thank me later after this. So understand these things. Even after doing nothing, monthly expenses of single chair is almost 45,000 rupees. Now you are in Gurgaon, Delhi, NCR, the fixed costs are bound to be very high, especially with the rental part coming in. I believe a huge chunk of this would be rent and of course the staff salary. So they are always supposed to be 60 to 70% of the fixed cost. And this is but obvious. This is but obvious. So don't start from whatever your revenue is. If you start with that approach, na, ki mujhe pehle to 45,000 pura karna hai, then you will end up nowhere. You will land up short of that money every month. Or you will, you can say, cross over that money, minuscule amount, maybe by 50,000 every month. 50,000 कमाया था, 45,000 तो क्लिनिक का किराया निकल गया, 5,000 बचा, इसमें क्या नंगा नहाएगा क्या, निचोड़ेगा क्या? That is the old Hindi proverb that comes into play. But having said that, you need to understand, where is the money going to come from? It's not about always updating yourself, but firstly utilizing the skill set that you have. पहले जो है उसको यूज कर लो. अगर नहीं है तो फिर अपडेट वर्ड काट दो. Make that as a learning goal. Accept that you don't know these things. Make that as a learning. There is no harm in accepting a failure. Accept that as a learning goal and start learning these. Then cross the word update. If you presently don't have any confident skill set, I'm not saying skill set. Obviously, we all are doctors and passed out doctors. I'm saying confident skill set. There is a difference between two things. Whenever it comes to business model, I say always 4 things. The clarity of where the money is going to come from, the capability, the competency. Now, some will say capability and competency is the same. No, capability is to do a task. Competency is to do a task skillfully. And you have the clarity, you have the capability, you have the competency. You still don't execute. You stay in that stage of analysis paralysis. Then for that, you need the last C, courage. Because courage will make you execute. And unless you execute, you are anyway zero. Execution will tell you whether you are a hero or a zero. So without trying, without attempting, you will always fail. So what you want to do is your choice. So query from Bhusawal, District Jalgaon, club with number 18 as well. Already bargaining, I've done enough of that. Of course, let me just detail a few aspects on this. Why do we think actually bargaining happens? Bargaining happens probably because, number one, we don't detail the patient in a proper way at the start. Number two, you don't get the things in written. Number three, the patient does not get enough value, what you promised and what you delivered. And lastly, Indian mindset, that can still be negated, but the first 3 aspects will not be negated for sure. So you need to understand where lies the problem actually. So query from Hadgaon Tehsil, Maharashtra. The first and foremost problem which I face nowadays is the number of OPD and new patients. There is a drastic fall in number of new OPD and new patients, those who come with unrealistic expectations of charges and results. They don't trust doctor anymore. They just want a good deal that with some sort of guarantee warranty. So number of OPD and new patient, drastic fall because maybe you come across as one of the other doctors in your area. If they don't trust you, probably you may not have delivered to them in the past, or maybe their references in the past, or maybe you have become prone to bargaining in the past. That is why they're coming to you with a good deal option. Trust me, nobody dares to talk such a word in my clinic. Yes, they may say jokingly sometimes, Doctor, aap to karke package hi bana do. And there is nothing. I say it with a straight poker-faced face. Sorry, there is nothing called as a package in healthcare. The labs may offer it, maybe the surgeons may do it, but in the private clinics, there is nothing called as a package. I'm sorry if you're expecting anything. I'm sorry to hurt your expectations, but I'm sorry, this won't be possible. Just stay with a poker face. If you say, you're making yourself prone to bargaining. Don't go into that zone. Somebody even asks you for a good deal. Nothing doing. I'm sorry. This is not a goods shop or a product industry. This is a service industry. And guarantee warranty, there are so many ways to deal with it. I have so many videos made on YouTube for that. You can watch them. You probably writing up this query mentions me that probably you have not gone through any of those videos. So please, you can say, take out time to go through those videos. It will help you only. So retention of the patient is also a big issue. Those patients who got treatment from me over 10 years now have shifted to another dentist due to many reasons, which include cost, rate, convenience. That is your thought process. That is absolutely your thought process that they have shifted. Did the patients give you this reason? We shifted because you belong to a different community. You belong to a different caste. By that standard, I will have a dearth of patients because we are one of the biggest minorities in India. We are just 2% in India, not even 2%. And all India has 2%. And we are scattered, the Sikhs, I mean. We are scattered all over India. So Punjab mein to hai hi sirf 1-1.5%. So bad. I'm not having any patients. So bad. If I were to think in that regard, so don't think in those regards. It is not a matter of that. It is your thought process which is making you believe that probably these are the reasons. Caste, rate is your choice. I don't go into that part. Pricing is always subjective because what we think, if the patient has gone, it is because of that. Convenience can be related to CX also. Yes, people change dentists. Sometimes you are far off and they get a good option nearby. So they will do that. But then that is only a few category of patients. If all your patients have started doing that thing, or majority of your happy, satisfied patients have started doing this thing, then you really need to do an introspection that where lies the problem. If you are not introspecting properly, then there needs to be surely some leeway out. What is the fault at your end? Many times we are not ready to even pinpoint the fault at our end. And we are not ready to look into those factors. And if we are not ready to look into those factors, the results are not going to come. Discrepancies in rate. If we all don't want to unite under one platform, who's to be blamed? We only. You can't say, wo nahi karta, main nahi karta, isliye nahi karta, isliye nahi hota. Even a pity safai walas have a union. A puncture walas have a union. A scooter repair walas have a union. Name the, you can say industry, they have a union or a, you can say an association. We have a namesake association only. 25% membership. And 25% guys, just talking from numbers point of view, 25% members means 25 is minority because 75 is majority. 75% are not members. So discrepancies in rate because nobody teaches these things and people are not aware of their costing and numbers. They blame dentistry, they blame mushrooming of colleges, they believe mushrooming of clinics, as your point number D also says it. न्यू डेंटल क्लिनिक यार 150 करोड़ की आबादी है, सारे भी प्रैक्टिसिंग डेंटिस्ट हो ना 3 लाख हैं सिर्फ इंडिया में. 3,02,000 ऑफिशियल नंबर ऑफ DCI. चेकआउट DCI वेबसाइट में, आपने से नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. 3,02,000. नॉट ऑल आर प्रैक्टिसिंग. मेरे 80% बैचमेट्स नहीं कर रहे प्रैक्टिस. 1,80,000. लेट्स से 2 लाख practicing. 66% I'm saying. 2 lakh people against 150 crore. Give that logic to someone else. Even if you say the urban and the rural India, you can say 2/3 and 1/3 again, 70%, 30%. 50 crore against 2 lakhs. Is it still more or less? Stop giving excuses to yourself on this, that we are having huge competition. एक शहर में 10,000 लोग हो जाएंगे ना वैसे, then start saying of competition. Then start saying of competition. There is nothing called as competition. We have mentally made ourselves believe हम successful नहीं हो रहे हैं. इसका ये कारण है, किसी के सिर पे तो ठीकरा फोड़ना है ना, तो फोड़ दो मशरूमिंग ऑफ कॉलेजेस पे, फोड़ दो प्राइसिंग पे. अपने अंदर तो झांकना नहीं है ना किसी ने. Who will do the introspection? 2 लाख लोग, 50 करोड़ अर्बन पॉपुलेशन की बात कर रहा हूं, रूरल की तो बात ही नहीं कर रहा हूं. 50 करोड़ अर्बन पॉपुलेशन, 2 लाख डेंटिस्ट, एंड वी टॉक ऑफ सैचुरेशन. Bullshit approach to every such dentist in India from my side who says this thing. 2 lakh against 50 crore or 2 lakh या 3 lakh against 150 crore. Stop giving these excuses. The problem is, I mentioned in the morning also, we have started to enjoy being a victim. उसमें मजा आता है, दर्द में ही मजा है. इस दर्द में जीने दो बाबूजी. That is the logic. People, you can say, sitting at a bar, competing with it. 3 months, not seen a single naya paisa in my profit in my clinic. Another one, 3 months, 3 years since COVID, not seen a single rupee. It becomes an ego battle. Who's more berserk? Who's more, you can say, laggerhead? Who's more conjuice? Who's more not making money? We stop realizing being victim is not the solution. Not enjoying victimhood is the solution. Action taken. क्लिनिक सजा दजा के राजा जी बैठ गए. दुनिया को कौन बताएगा राजा जी के पास सामान बहुत अच्छा है, स्किल बहुत अच्छी है? आप ही बताओगे. अगर आप नहीं पहुंच रहे हो अपने ऑडियंस के पास, तो जो आ रहा है वो लेते रहो. नहीं, वन डे सूरज वेस्ट से उगेगा और दुनिया को पता लग जाएगा कि मैं एग्जिस्ट करता हूं. वो दिन नहीं आएगा, वो ईस्ट से ही उगेगा सूरज. इतना याद रखो. If you keep on relying this thing, if God has been not kind to you, you need to remember the world has changed after COVID. The day you start realizing it is all a game of visibility now. हर बंदा तो नहीं आपके क्लिनिक के आसपास जो खोल के बैठा वो विजिबल है. That is the reason we are falling back to the spray. Lack of promptness to write down all paperwork. Patient refuses to sign consent after reading it because your logics are wrong. Consent is not to be read. Consent is first verbal, so that the written becomes a formality, just a formality, documentary formality. Simple way to convey. The problem is we have internet से निकाला consent form, print out किया, लो ये फॉर्म साइन कर दो, लाइक द दीवार, शशि कपूर ऑफ दीवार फिल्म. दो भाई साइन कर दो. नहीं करेगा वो साइन. क्यों करेगा वो साइन? यू आर गिविंग हिम अ डेथ वारंट. कि वो फार्माकोलॉजी में पढ़ा था ना, क्या होता है? नोजिया, वॉमिटिंग, अर्टिकेरिया, एंजियोडीमा एंड डेथ विद एवरी ड्रग. किसी भी फार्माकोलॉजी की ड्रग का साइड इफेक्ट आ जाए. दैट इज हाउ वी हैव डन. यू राइट द टूथ माइट बी लॉस्ट, द टूथ माइट बी परफोरेटेड, द टूथ माइट हैव अ सेपरेटेड इंस्ट्रूमेंट इन एन एंडो कंसेंट. क्यों कोई साइन करेगा? सारी नेग्लिजेंस करके भी ठेका तुमने लिया है, वो करेगा साइन. व्हाई शुड ही? देयर इज अ वे टू कन्वे, एंड कंसेंट मींस प्रोसीजर टू ऑपरेट एंड टेलिंग देम ऑफ द पिटफॉल्स व्हिच आर पॉसिबल. अब कहो कि सब कुछ होना ही होना है, वी वोंट टेक एनी रिस्पांसिबिलिटी इफ द इंस्ट्रूमेंट सेपरेट्स. और क्या भगवान जी ने आके बीच में तोड़ दिया इंस्ट्रूमेंट? आप ही ने तोड़ना है ना. नई स्किल सेट है तो मत करो यूज रोटरी, नहीं आती प्रॉपर्ली तो डेलीगेट. द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन से डू, डेफर, डेलीगेट, डिलीट. If you can't, identify what you want to do and learn on those and implement on those and delegate the rest. Back bitching by fellow dentist. If you are doing back bitching, he'll also do back bitching. Call up that dentist. Meet them over a cup of tea. Meet them over a cup of over a lunch. Make a union in your area. That we guys, आइडिया तो चलो कुछ है, करती है नहीं करती है, लीव दैट पार्ट. हम लोग अपने एरिया के यूनियन बनाते हैं. टेक एन इनिशिएटिव. सारे एरिया के डेंटिस्ट इकट्ठे हो जाओ, कर लो. हम लोग इस रेट से कम काम नहीं करेंगे. मेरा रेफरेंस दे दो. मैंने उनके वीडियोस देखे थे, इतनी कॉस्टिंग पड़ती है इस क्राउन की, मैं भी ये मटेरियल्स यूज करता हूं, आप भी ये वीडियो देखो. आपकी कॉस्टिंग अगर आपको अलाउ करती है तो इससे कम में काम मत करो भाई लोग, प्रॉफिट नहीं आए. When all of you in one area only unite, बैक बिचिंग अपने आप गायब, कंपटीशन गायब, प्राइसिंग गायब, सब गायब हो गया. इट ओनली नीड्स वन इनिशिएटिव. लेकिन नहीं, वो ग्रैश ओवर में आता था ना, हाय मैं शर्म से लाल हुई. किसी डेंटिस्ट को कॉल करने में हम शर्म से लाल हो जाते हैं. वाई? इसलिए ही इज अ प्रोफेशनल ब्रदर और अ सिस्टर. इट्स ओके. अंडरस्टैंड. नेशनल लेवल पे जब होगा तब होगा, स्टेट लेवल पे तब होगा, लोकल लेवल पे तब होगा. एरिया लेवल पे तो कर लो यार. छोड़ो एरिया लेवल पे, मोहल्ला लेवल पे तो कर लो. You 10 people decide we are not going to charge below that. Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Once you make things clear to each and every one, भाई इससे नीचे जाओगे तो अपनी कबर खुद खोदोगे, प्रॉफिट नहीं मिलेगा. Why will people do it? मेरे एरिया के except one, all my dentists, neighbors are in my WhatsApp community, sharing practice management and finance with me. It's your choice whether you want to believe it or not. वो एक जो है उससे कोई हमारी लड़ाई नहीं, वो बंदे एंटी सोशल नॉट इन रॉन्ग वे, बट वो सोशल मीडिया से दूर भागने वाला. So that is why he is not there. We meet occasionally, we talk occasionally, but that's okay. You have to understand, इनिशिएटिव तो किसी न किसी को लेना पड़ेगा ना. नहीं करोगे तो विक्टिमहुड एंजॉय करते हैं. It is your choice. Query from Vadodara, Gujarat: conversion of high value patients demanding extensive treatment planning. If they demand extensive treatment planning, you need to have the skill set also concomitant with that. You need to have those skills with you. Because those who are going to trust you with their teeth, with the big bucks, they will demand returns also. They will demand excessive returns and excessive results also. So identify and tone down the expectations first. If you can't, refer the patient. If you can't, refer the patient. There will be patients when you have the desired skill set also, but the patient expectations are unusually high. I want कि आप मेरे को front implants के बाद माधुरी दीक्षित बना दो. I'm sorry, I can't make it. Those are the expectations. माधुरी दीक्षित बेचारी के खुद के natural है, तो उसके कोई implant वाले teeth थोड़ा ना है कि आप उसको बना दोगे. नहीं बनेगी तो कल को क्या होएगा? कंज्यूमर कोर्ट का नोटिस. प्रॉमिस द मून. चिंता ना करो. People promise this to a 70-year-old female, giving a complete answer. आंटी आपको माधुरी दीक्षित बना रहे. माधुरी दीक्षित के नेचुरल दांत हैं. कहाँ डेंचर को कंपेयर कर रहे हो उससे? थोड़ा सा तो नीचे आ जाओ. So when the patient demand excessive expectations, not treatment planning, I'm saying expectations, tone them down. If not, refer them. They are the D category of patients, dangerous. But yes, if those patients are genuine, their expectations can be toned down, they are on the same page as you, and you have the desired skill set, and you can give them extensive treatment planning and promise them good, decent results, go ahead with a proper written informed consent. Go ahead. Of course, when they see value, yes, ये बंदा मेरे काम को handle कर सकता है. This guy can handle my work. I'll go ahead with it. Not able to increase enough charges because of the mid-tier locality. Mindset, mid-tier नहीं है, mid-mindset है अपनी. Mindset needs an upgrade first before anything gets upgraded in your clinic or in your skill set. Your mindset needs to be at a level where you identify कि हाँ ये चीज मेरे बेटरमेंट के लिए. If you understand your GPM and NPM, आपको पता है कोई चीज आपको 2,000 रुपए कॉस्ट कर रही है, आप उसका 2,200 रुपया भी लोगे. इतनी मेहनत लगा के आप 200 रुपए के लिए काम करोगे. The problem is people are doing this thing because they are not aware of this thing. मैं तो भाई YouTube वीडियो बना के डाल ही सकता हूँ ना, आपको दिखा सकता हूँ लिंक फॉरवर्ड करके, और वो वीडियो खोल के देख के समझना तो आपका काम है. If you can't do it, if you don't realize your profit margins, if you don't realize what is your costing, I can't help it beyond this. There is a limit to what I can go. इतना कॉस्टिंग के बारे में मैंने बोला है. आज भी शायद कॉस्टिंग वीडियो के मेरे ख्याल में 1500 से ज्यादा व्यूज नहीं है. और लानत की बात यह है कि 2700 फेसबुक कम्युनिटी में और 2000 अपने ग्रुप्स में. सबसे बड़ी बात यह है, people inside the community don't want to learn. They'll keep on doing same things and they will expect different results. एक दिन मेरे करण अर्जुन आएंगे, नहीं आएंगे, और 1995 के बाद नहीं आए, नहीं आएंगे. Understand this thing. अपने आप कुछ नहीं होता है. There has to be a pattern behind everything. There has to be a reason behind everything. Query from Dubai, UAE. There are members from outside our community as well, outside the country as well. Of course, Indians. So discussing the treatment costs with the patient, deciding the treatment charges, getting exposure in the community, how to start digital marketing. Discussing the treatment cost with the patient comes along with discussing the details of the treatment. And of course, it has to be an imperative part of your consent form as well. If the treatment charges are on the higher side, you can, let's say above 15 to 20,000, I suggest a treatment approval form as well. So many times I've shared that form in the WhatsApp community itself. So that form becomes a double surety of the patient signing on two places, for the consent also and for the treatment approval form also. And of course, some of you who have done that process, they know it in which sequence that we do. So it has to be conveyed alongside. Deciding the treatment charges, getting exposure in the community, how to start digital marketing. Digital marketing, how to start with a podcast, start with a video, start with a short, start with a reel, start with a blog, start with a poster. There are so many possibilities. These are the basic 4 things. A video in different forms, story, reel, short, or a long format or a short format. This is one option, video. Blog. You don't need to write long articles like me. You can write 100, 150, 200 words article just to make your public aware. Infographic poster, do you know? Make it. 4 don'ts, 4 do's. There are endless possibilities. What is the meaning? Podcast. Don't want to show your face? Use podcast. 4 basic things to start with digital marketing. This is for your organic presence. Anyone who wants to start with digital marketing needs to have 2 things for sure. Other than organic content, which I've just said, podcast, videos in any format, blogs and posters. This is organic. For example, my content on my channel is organic content for me because it is not a paid content. It is free for everyone to watch it. That is organic. Now, before you venture into the paid marketing, 2 steps, 2 things which are a must. Website and reviews. Google reviews are the best format. So that ways you can gain a lot of, you can say, validation from the patients. लोग बोलते हैं मेरे 5,000 रिव्यूज चाहिए तब जाके मेरी बात बनी. अरे नहीं चाहिए, 40-50 भी हो जाएंगे. Good enough. Good enough. Nobody reads beyond 5 or 10. Nobody reads beyond 5 or 10. If you can have 50, 100, 200, good. Keep on accumulating. But believing कि जब मेरे 5,000 होंगे तब मैं करूंगा. No. Even if you have 20, 30, 40, 50, go ahead. Make sure जो Google review पे हैं, they are replicated on your website also. So that कल को आप पेड के लिए जाते हैं, ऑर्गेनिक में आपका कुछ ना कुछ सेटअप हो. Yes, this is guys creating information and education. He has a website where you can have a virtual tour of your clinic, before after services, and the most important thing, Google reviews or feedback or testimonial or video reviews, whatever way, different ways, but bottom line is reviews or testimonials. वो चीज है, then go ahead and go in for paid marketing, because then whosoever comes across you, they'll get validation by searching for you. Google reviews will give them a search point. Dr. BSA, Bhavdeep Singh is present. Website gives Dr. BSA is present. Organic YouTube gives that. Instagram gives that. Organic content present everywhere. Website, Google. इससे और क्या सबूत चाहिए? Because if you straight away go into paid marketing, people are going to Google you. They don't find you anywhere. Oh, I'm so shy to make a video. I can't make a video. People are not going to respect you for that. And nobody is going to buy from you the first time they come across online. They come across you online first time or second time, they are not going to buy from you. And in this case, buy from you means patients. Everyone is present on social media. Everyone is present online. 90% of the searches begin from the 5-6-inch device called as a cell phone. So if you understand this dynamic relationship between these three objects, the organic, the website and the reviews part, and the paid. Paid is just a catalyst which binds all this and is like setting the cat amongst the pigeons. Paid is going to give you instant visibility. That is why it is not called as paid marketing. It is called as performance marketing. The new age term for paid marketing or paid ads is performance marketing. You pay money, you get performance. That is as instant as that. So understand the relation between these three, and these three can't work without each other. Organic, relying only on organic is like word of mouth. कभी ना कभी तो मेरा समय आएगा, मैं इतने वीडियोस बना रहा हूँ, कोई ना कोई तो आएगा. Only on Google reviews, maybe a little better than only organic content, but still no catalyst. बारिश पड़ गई, सिलाव आ गया, moisture आ गया. A catalyst is there, sub guy. Everything gets you can say, catches like a wildfire. Not knowing the numbers means what is ideal and average production per month in the dental clinic, what should be the profit, how much are my neighbors charging, what should be my goal regarding new patients, monthly production, etc. If you have so many learning goals, except one, how much are your neighbors charging? All these can be learning goals. And it does not start from how much you should be doing. It starts the reverse. You need to have a clarity how much you want to do. Because understand and hear me out, please. The simplest thing is that you need to have a clarity of what you want to do. Means you give a goal to it. Means you give a number to it. Means you quantify it. Number लगा देना, quantify it. And then you work in the backward direction. इसके लिए ये effort करना. I want, मेरी forte है, मेरी niche है root canals. Let me work out backward. How much I want to do? I want to charge 4,000. I want to do 40 root canals. So 1,60,000 comes from here. What do I have to do? Make a plan in backward direction. I have to create organic content for that. I have to do root canals, and I have to take a feedback also. And I have to put my cases also on the Google. And then I have to go in for the paid marketing, whereby I convey that my forte is painless root canals. The problem is we live in that zone where we believe, oh, ऐसे बाल को गुच्छा मुच्छा कर देना किसी को, ऐसे ऐसे ऐसे. It's like that. कि मैं क्या करूं? It's like that मैं बाल खोल के ना उनको साइड पर रख दूं. But it is this you can say stress, I would say. ये चीजें cause करती हैं stress, and stress is because of overwhelm. And when you get overwhelmed, why it is that? Because there is so much confusion and clutter around you. Why is that? Because you don't have any clarity. It all starts from clarity. It's the game of clarity. So how much are your neighbors charging? That is none of your concern. उसका कोई भी commission आपको नहीं आएगा. Remember that. So what should be your goal? What you want to settle is your goal. What you want to set, then you realize whether it is a realistic goal or not. हाँ आपका है मैं महीने में 400 रूट कनाल करूंगी. That is an unrealistic goal. 25 working days, मतलब दिन की 16 रूट कनाल थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गए, थोड़ा सा कम कर लो. 14, 15, 16 जो भी है, let's settle at 5 or 6. वो भी ज्यादा वैसे, but चलो we can, if you're an endodontist, you can sell it at 5 or 6 or 7 a day. That is still reasonable. Go back 25 days, महीने की 150, 200, तभी मैंने 160 बोला था. So you can set a reasonable goal. Don't set unrealistic goals. I want to have 1,000 units of PFM crown, Mazir Kone crown in a month. नहीं होगा. उल्टे में लटक जाओगे तब भी नहीं होगा. जितनी मर्जी पेड मार्केटिंग कर लोगे तब भी नहीं होगा. एक महीने में बर्न आउट कर जाओगे. So you have to set your goals and then work backward in that direction. If you don't know any of these, learn the business model. Learn the business model application. कौन सिखाएगा? मैं सिखाता हूँ. Learn from me when you have time. But don't give yourself that reason to believe that I don't know this thing. I don't know is the first step. But then if you don't know something, make that as a learning. Not having customized consent forms. Your question says the answer. Not having customized consent forms. You will never have it because they're customized for every patient. They're customized for every patient. So how will you have customized consent forms? You can't have a consent form for A, B, C, D, F, E, F, G patients. I mean, the name of the patients, I'm hypothetically presuming them. So it is all customized. You have to make that. Each patient will have a different presenting problem. The body and the structure can be the same for a given specialty. They won't. Denture patient का और endo patient का और exo patient का same body भी नहीं होगा ना. उनका body of the consent will also differ. Of course, the top and the bottom is going to differ surely. So if you don't know it, learn how to make it. Not having enough time for documentation on the software. Fancy things attract. Simple scales, fancy fails. Or simple sales, fancy fails. Sale and scale both can be used, but simple sales, fancy fails. We are smitten by software मिल जाए, software मिल जाए. मैं जब बोलता हूँ ना एक्सेल में, नहीं सर कोई अच्छा सा सॉफ्टवेयर है. अरे एक्सेल भी सॉफ्टवेयर ही है. माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वालों से पूछ के देखो, उन्होंने करोड़ों रुपए स्पेंड किए थे जब एक्सेल को लॉन्च किया था. एंड यू आर डिग्रेडिंग देम. इट इज सारी दुनिया की वर्कशीट्स, एनालिटिक फिगर्स एक्सेल में बनती हैं आज भी. एंड यू आर डिग्रेडिंग बाय सेइंग एक्सेल इज नॉट अ सॉफ्टवेयर. स्टार्ट विद एक्सेल. And when you buy a software, I always say, don't go for that additional 5% discount. Instead, request the company to give you and your staff an on-job training. उनको बोलो भाई हमारे क्लिनिक में आके हमारे स्टाफ को सिखा दो, वो ज्यादा अच्छा है, rather than 5% extra discount देने से. So query from tier 1 India, less patients with less old. I don't know. What does that mean? हमने तो copy paste सही किया. Anyways, some of things may have been missing by my staff, maybe with less old patients, whatever. So old and new का characteristic है ना, we all are smitten by new OPD only. We all want कि new हो, new eye. Characteristic is old plus new in the ratio of 70-30. 70 old, 30 new. Why do I say so? Because old को आपका working system पता है. They know it. They have already been accustomed to your working. New have to be adapted to your system. So retention of old patients is equally important because old को आप कभी भी upgrade कर लोगे new plan पे. From a metal to a PFM, from a PFM to a zirconia or a metal free. कभी भी upgrade कर सकते हैं. New को हमेशा will be skeptical. Financial crunch due to education loan. This happens. Loans are going to big bite. A couple of hours back, just a couple of hours back, today only, I had a call from HDFC. I use HDFC credit card, of course, because of certain foreign transactions. Even as basic as a Zoom transaction, we need a credit card. Debit cards are not accepted there. So खैर उससे पहले का आया कार्ड, नॉट की Zoom जब से तब से है, पर कार्ड 10 साल से है. So he said, sir, आपके लिए ना एक बहुत अच्छी है, कैश की ऑफर है. He repeated this thing again. सर एक ना बहुत बढ़िया आपके कार्ड के ऊपर ना, कार्ड की स्पेंड अच्छी है तो उसके ऊपर ना आपको कैश की ऑफर है, कर दूं अभी, कर दूं ट्रांसफर. एंड आई न्यू दैट गाइज नेम, सो बिकॉज ही हैज बीन माय रिलेशनशिप मैनेजर. ये उसका एसोसिएट है, असिस्टेंट है, एसोसिएट है. तो ही वाज टॉकिंग. आई सेड आई एम यूजिंग अ fictitious name. His name is not that. I said Sameer is his fictitious name here. I said, Sameer, are you educated? I use these words only. Yes sir, I am sure. Okay, then why are you befooling people by saying, is it a cash? It is a loan. Do you have to pay back this cash? Or do I have to pay back this cash? He said, yes, it has to be paid back. Then why are you calling it a cash? It is a loan. Why are you glorifying it by calling it a cash? Did you ever mention it as a loan? Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Don't call me again. And tell your relationship manager to talk to me once. And he was apologizing for misleading using that statements. So we all get lured into that loan trap. As I mentioned in the morning, we all are happy. This is an example of an education loan, but we commonly get, I guess, a doctor's loan easily. Doctor's loan is nothing but SCPL, sugar-coated personal loan. It is as simple as that. इसमें कुछ नहीं है, आपको हाई रेट पे पर्सनल लोन देते हैं and you take it as if कल हो ना हो कि दोबारा से पता नहीं मौका मिलेगा कि नहीं. Let's go for it and go and grab that opportunity. So if you are having education loan, of course, education loan means that parents don't have to pay it. The progeny has to pay it. So you are an equal, you can say, liability in that. So you have to overcome that. So understand that certain things which have been ruling the roost or saying being easy, luckily education loan would be on the lower side of the interest, I believe. It has a longer term duration. So try paying it back as early as possible and always stay away from this. Overall, difficult to pay all EMI and rentals. A problem education loan to thi nahi. Problem to baki ki EMI और baki के rental है. Because हम लोगों ने उस चीज को complicate खुद ही कर लिया. Query from Tier 3 city of India. Higher patient load since practice in rural area, but also do high-end dentistry problem in spite of raising charges according to the area where I am, called the so-called expensive dentist. I have a hectic schedule and approximate waiting time of 1 hour even after prior appointment. I have associates which are very difficult to find, but still have to give personalized touch to every patient and handle all complex cases and surgeries on my own. Delegated ortho scaling and some endo to associate, but still workload is more. You need to have the 4 Ds properly in place. If you have delegated to a able colleague, associate, you need to do that. Don't get into that personal touch. That personal touch to every patient will make you a serial molester. Don't go into the personal touch thing. Once you delegate. Don't get into that zone that where you try to, you can say, have that part. Because if you are making your patients wait, that is one of the red flags for your internal marketing. I would always say, avoid that. Avoid that. Query from Bengaluru, Karnataka, gaining new patients and marketing. I think I've discussed that. The organic aspect, the website and the review, and of course, the performance marketing, the crisscross relationship between that and the previous query. So query from Mumbai, Maharashtra. I'm having pain in my back since 5 years. I know it is due to posture and the number of RCTs I do on a daily basis as I'm an endodontist. I've been exercising daily since 3 years, including back exercises and yoga. Still have not achieved the results. Not able to reduce workload due to financial responsibilities. Tried loop, but still no relief in back pain. So many of the endodontists amongst you will identify with it. So see, I understand that sometimes the posture causes problems like this, but get it diagnosed. It may be something else. I have gone through that phase as early as 2003, 20 years back. So I know what it feels like. And I'm living in that injured body even now. So I know how it feels like. Trust me, I'm not saying you're not doing exercises or yoga or whatever, but the exercise we do is maximally 30 to 40 to 60 minutes, and that not too daily and that not too regular. And the amount of work we do, you need to understand that there lies a problem somehow. Workload needs to be reduced for sure, because otherwise you will burn out. Financial responsibilities, I know it is understandable, but ergonomics and getting diagnosis and pricing rightly. 3 things. Get your problem diagnosed, use ergonomics, and price rightly. are the 3 solutions for you in this situation, because that is the best work. When you work diligently, charge properly, your price is the biggest filter. And when price is the biggest filter, it filters your workload also. You're getting more for lesser work. Understand the relationship. Many times it happens, I visit clinics for endo cases and don't require the need to do a RC in a tooth, for which I am being called for. If I say to the doctor, they feel I have challenged their diagnosis in front of the patient, and then they stop calling me. I've lost many clinics due to this. So I've stopped giving my opinion in consulting clinics, but somewhere I feel that the tooth could have been saved from endo treatment. And this happens at least once daily, making me feel bad sometimes that I did unethical work. You should feel bad, and you should not feel bad sometimes. You should feel bad daily, because if it is happening daily, you should feel bad daily. But feeling bad and still doing it is like, I say, eating dirty street food, eating a Oflomac OZ in the night, and then going back again to work in the morning. That is absolutely killing yourself in that regard. I believe if you are having that situation, it is time that you leave such clinics. It is time that you start focusing on your own work in your own clinic, where you can do all those 3 things I just mentioned. Increase your own OPD rather than relying on the visiting part. मैं उन सब लोगों को बोलता हूं जो 5, 7, 8 साल years into practice हो चुके होते हैं. Start cutting down on your visits. Maybe you started as an associate or as a consultant or a visiting, but after 5 to 7 to 8 years, you have to drastically cut down your work to 10 to 20 to 30%. And gradually by 10th year or before even 10th year, going down to nil of consulting. Because if you are giving that much time to someone else and wasting equally good time in traveling, you are killing your productivity. ये तो है नहीं आप रात में ट्रैवल करते हैं, दिन में काम करते हैं. ट्रैवल भी दिन में करते हैं, काम भी दिन में करते हैं. घंटे तो आपके पास वही है ना, 8 से 9. 10 कर लेंगे तो रिजल्ट्स आपके सामने हैं. But if you are having 8 hours to work, own, consult, travel, so it's not related to only your working. You're traveling also. You can say, putting body in different kinds of motions. I'm not sure whether you're traveling by your own car or your two-wheeler. If you're from Mumbai, maybe by local, maybe by bus, maybe by cab, maybe I'm using multiple modes of travel. You can't use one mode. But even if you use multiple modes or single mode also, you're putting your body against trauma of the good roads that we have in India. You all know that, how good roads are there. So they are like always there. So that is also one of the reasons, not your workload. The travel kills your body as well. So the sooner you try to cut down on that part also, you are eliminating that unwanted activity of the day from your schedule. That is an unwanted activity for the body daily. आप कभी छुट्टियों में गए हैं ट्रैवल करने? एक दिन अगर दूर तक ट्रैवल करें, आपकी जान निकली होती है, रात को आप सोते हैं, अगले दिन जाके हाँ थोड़ी थकावट दूर है. And remember, these kind of travels you are doing every day for 20-25 days a month, for about 3-15 days a year. That is too much. That is too much for your body. So it is not the workload alone, it is the travel load also. Cut down on that, increase your own work using the logicals and the learnings you have learned from me, and start implementing them. And I believe the best changes are going to come through that only when you start doing it. So query from village Vani, Dindori, Nashik, Maharashtra. I practice in tier 4 city. Acceptance to the given treatment plan. Always want treatment in lesser amount and needs warranty. I suggest might be writing warranty. So tier 4 city, acceptance to given treatment plan. I had a similar query in the morning. Do community marketing. Reach out to the local population. जो शहर वाले उनको urban वालों को rural में भागना, rural वालों को urban में भागना. This is the classical trap we are living in. So understand, people will always want a quality treatment. They will want to spend money on it, provided you create enough value, you create enough awareness in their eyes. Less number of high ticket patients. If the patients can't trust you with the basic treatment that you provide, they can't put value in that कि 1000 रुपया ले लिया लेकिन value 500 की मिली. Why will they trust with the high ticket treatment? Prefer extraction rather than root canal or preservation. Who is to create awareness if they are not aware about the benefits of extraction vis-a-vis root canal or saving of the tooth, or the disadvantages of extraction vis-a-vis the advantages of saving the tooth? You. If you are not creating awareness, who's going to? Not much to describe. You don't need to describe. You are not spending time with the patient and giving them an opportunity to understand the benefits of the treatment. Then query from Ahmednagar, Maharashtra. I'm not happy with the consistency of OPD. Sometimes it is good, sometimes it is low. If you're relying on word of mouth, it is going to be a DD approach. Some days Diwali, some days Diwala. That is going to happen. Word of mouth is luck by chance. Lag gaya to chand tak, nahi to sham tak. Koi reason nahi hai. There is not always a possibility of having a success guaranteed with that approach. Not able to do any kind of marketing. Why? I've disclosed, if you are attending it, I have disclosed ample strategies right from the start today. Ample strategies. Basic char kar lo. Podcast, video, any format of video, blog, poster, कुछ तो कर लो. Start with it. कुछ start करोगे तभी कुछ बनेगा. अगर सोचते रहे perfect day कब आएगा, वो perfect day कभी नहीं आएगा. Query from Mysuru, Karnataka. Cost of treatment versus competitive pricing. There is nothing called as a competitive pricing. In healthcare, you charge as per your costing. Whatever your costing is, GPM plus NPM have at least 50% of the margin. If your NPM is 50, your pricing should be 100. Period. Your carry home should be at least 50% after all your costs. We don't have a volume game that we have to indulge in competitive pricing. जो volume में deal करता है, वो burn out कर जाता है. Let the volume be there with the quacks. Let them play the volume game. Let them, you can say, rise high and shine, that glorification of their OPD of 60 or 50 or 70 or 100 per day. Let them live in that glorification. We don't need numbers in that. A dentist needs only 7 to 8 in a day. That is more than enough. Treatable patients. Even that is on the higher side, I would say. Query from Gandhidham, Gujarat. Major lack of footfall, especially from May 2023. I'm working at a trust at present, skeptical to take new rented place to put a posh looking setup. Zero family support, being married with a kid needed badly, I feel. So the patient paying capacity obviously very less, hence not able to upgrade to better technology and materials. See, I am not really sure whether you have your own clinic or not. You said I'm working at a trust. You want to build up a rental place also. You want to upgrade to a technology also. Lack of footfall also. I'm not able to correlate your technology, but yes, if the footfall is low, you need to work out a way to be visible to your target audience. It's as simple as that. And if you are not able to upgrade to better technology, the reason simple is that your pricing is on the lower side. Query number 44 from village Guthaz, Mehmedabad, Kheda, Gujarat. No show patient. Patient skips the appointment. So both these things, no show patient or patient skip the appointment, the system or the culture or the way of working has not been conveyed aptly to the patient. And if you are not conveying that aptly to the patient, you are bound to suffer. Growth in practice, it relies on good work and projection of that good work also. Big ticket patients are missing in practice because the value the patients associate with big tickets is missing in your cases. So understand the gaps, understand the loopholes, and try to plug those gaps. Patients are not ready to go with the advice treatment. Probably they don't trust you with that part. Clinic staff not trained well to handle the responsibility of clinic. Your answer for E lies in F itself. If the patients see that mismatch in harmony, mismatch in the communication in clinic, कि स्टाफ को बार-बार डॉक्टर से डांट पड़ रही है, वो कुछ समझाने पे करते नहीं है, मींस डॉक्टर का कंट्रोल नहीं है, मतलब डॉक्टर के डिसीजंस की क्लैरिटी नहीं है. It all, you can say, these vibes travel to the patient. They understand they are probably at the wrong place. They can't trust themselves with this guy. So increase your confident skill set. That is the only thing I can say. And I mentioned about staff in the first query today itself in the afternoon. It all starts from a wrong hiring. If your hiring is wrong, everything else will go wrong along the way. Query from Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, probably second last query. Since 3 years, my OPD flow is not increasing. Instead, it is decreasing day by day. The key word is since 3 years. 3 years means COVID also. So not able to upscale my practice. The simple reason is the world has changed post-COVID. Understand the same, realize the same, and of course, go ahead and utilize and unlock the potential of social media, which is available at dirt cheap or free for us. Not able to upscale my practice. The simple thing is if the basics are missing, how can you even upgrade to a next level? Consents, how to frame them is the biggest part. The biggest thing is you don't need to frame the consents. You need to verbally convey and put the same in the black and white. It's not a rocket science. Learn it properly. Make that as a learning goal, what you don't know. Query from Nashik, Maharashtra. Struggling to manage 2 separate dental clinics which are 25 kilometers apart and 30 minutes car driving distance. Unable to manage patient appointments, though I am working almost 12 hours. Wow. Daily with no weekend holiday, almost now for last 7 years. आपको महावीर चक्र फिर भी नहीं मिलेगा. After opening of second clinic in 2016, also unable to collect full professional fees from the patients. Not finding locum doctors for clinic work. आपको ये suggestion दिया किसने कि आप 2 clinic रखें? If you have started with that thing, you are working for 12 hours into 365 days into 7 years. मेरे को तो सोच के पसीना आ गया. चक्कर आ गया, खड़े खड़े मैं गिर ना जाऊं कहीं. आप महान है, लेकिन मैं परमवीर चक्र जानबूझ के नहीं बोला क्योंकि इंडिया में वो मरणोपरांत दिया जाता है. मैंने इसलिए महावीर चक्र बोला आपके लिए. तो आपको नहीं मिलेगा. You are spoiling your own life. I mentioned this thing in the morning for any civilized person who works. You all work from 7 to 9 hours. Average is 8 hours, of course. That is the sweet spot, 7 to 9 hours. You need an equivalent time for sleeping also, 7 to 9 hours. And the remainder time is for your family, for your me time, and for your regular day-to-day activities. Now, having said that, you need to realize work is a part of your life. Work is not your life. Please respect the work-life balance of your life. अगर आप 12 घंटे काम कर रहे हैं तो आप भी उनमें से एक है जो अपने बच्चों को बेड में ग्रो होता देख रहे हैं. कि आप रात को लेट आते हैं, सुबह आप लेट उठेंगे तो बच्चे आपके स्कूल जा चुके होंगे. अगर आपके बच्चे हैं तो वो जा चुके होंगे. एंड यू सी देम ऑन संडेज विद नो वीकेंड हॉलीडे. आप संडे को भी नहीं देखते उनको. ये तो अच्छा आपने एग्जांपल दे दिया. अगली बार मैं अपनी वर्कशॉप में इसको भी कोट करूंगा. सो anyways, jokes apart, but you need to realize yourself, you are doing injustice to you, your family. If these efforts of time, energy, and resources are not giving you yields equivalent to at least in money part, then somewhere something is surely wrong, my friend. You need to work out that. आपको सब कुछ करके पैसा तो हाथ में आता है, अगर वो भी नहीं आ रहा है तो फिर इस हार्ड वर्क का, इस एफर्ट का कोई काम नहीं. अंडरस्टैंड विच इज योर मिल्किंग काउ और विच इज योर मोर पेइंग क्लिनिक और विच इज योर मोर अर्निंग क्लिनिक. शॉर्टलिस्ट दैट, या जो आपके घर के पास है, जो आपको सूटेबल है, एंड शट द क्लिनिक डाउन और डेलीगेट it to your wife if she is dentist, or to you can say put it on a lease purpose, put it on a contract basis. There are so many options rather than having control of that, or maybe have it on a partnership basis, or the worst come is shut it down if it is not giving you results. तो थोड़े से के लालच के चक्कर में हम लोग बहुत बड़ा नुकसान करते हैं. and you are going into that trap. 2 clinics आसपास भी होते हैं ना, तब भी नहीं था. I remember one of our group members, he had 4 clinics. He was doing PG also and he was in government job also. मैं तो यार उसको मैं मिला जब पहली बार, मैं कहा तेरे चरण कहाँ है प्रभु, मैं तेरे पैर छूने जाता हूँ. 4 क्लिनिक, चारों 2 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर एरिया में थे. एक शायद दूर था, पर 3 were in 1 square kilometer. One of them was about 4-5 kilometers away, and he was from Gujarat and Ahmedabad. He was in the government job. He was doing PG ortho, and he was a very active member of an association जिसने मेरा lecture organize करवाया था एक बार, and not an IDA but another association. So I was really shocked. Luckily now he's finished his PG, he's resigned from his job and he's running one clinic. Another clinic is running his wife. 2 clinics only. इंसान बन गया वो बेचारा. तो खैर पहले भी था, लेकिन not finding locum doctors, you need to know that probably you're not paying them. That is the only thing. Maybe their skill set is not as desirable. Query from Delhi, India. The last query, I think, yeah. So networking, it is the biggest issue I'm facing, though since my practice is almost 17 years old and I have a good patient base, but I get my reference from old treated patients. My problem is how and from where to start networking. I am poor in networking. Nobody of us is a born salesman. No hospital on this planet gives a certificate ki sales wala paida ho gaya hai, badhai ho. So nobody says this thing that we are born with this kind of skill set. We all learn these things on the go. Of course, networking for us can start from as good as an association, our club meetups, our society meetups, our association meetups. There are multiple ways where you can say wherever there is a get together, that is an opportunity for a meetup. Wherever there are people, that is an opportunity for networking. So even, for example, there is a Jagran in your locality, that is a way for networking. Now, that does not mean that you go there and start distributing your cards everywhere. Networking means making verbal relationships, talking out to people, knowing them, telling them. Because whenever you do, you meet someone, you will exchange names and professions first. That is the primary requirement. All of us will do that. Nobody will say, what is your sex? What is your age? They will never ask you that. They will ask your name and your profession. That is the basic thing. They can recognize you from your age and your gender by the way you are appearing in front of them. So those 2 basic things, and that is the interest factor. That is how you introduce yourself and you start with the networking. Of course, there is an elevator pitch. You need to learn about that, how you present yourself to your prospective patients. Of course, people know you, they establish a good rapport with you, they will automatically buy from you. You need to give them a reason for why buy from me. A very simple reason. Outside your clinic, you need to give them a reason of why buy from me. The other factors of why buy will come into the clinic factor itself. Those are maybe a matter of any other day altogether. Social media marketing, there are a number of social media companies, but till date I have not come across a single company who is honestly doing their job. कोई भी नहीं करेगी. Because we don't pay them well. Even if we pay them well, we don't give them clarity. कि आपको आपके target group की identification नहीं होती है. People go into paid advertising knowing without knowing कि किसको कर रहे हैं market. I have mentioned that, given that example multiple times. मेरे एरिया के डेंटिस्ट की एड मेरे YouTube चैनल पे आ रही होती है. Characteristic case of wrong marketing. They are marketing to a person who is never going to buy from them. And my channel says it's not for patients, it's for colleagues. So they are projecting that to colleagues. Wrong approach. So you segregate your patient accordingly and you decide your patient is what you give them the clarity, and that is how they decide on marketing first. Retention of associate dental surgeons after the learn of art of communication and techniques. The simple thing is people will leave and that is a part of their journey. They will not take a VRS with us. We have to understand that. People leaving is a part of journey. So treat them, whenever you hire them, make them known that we are okay with your learning, with your leaving, but make sure that you leave with respect and dignity and don't cheat and leave. That I got an opportunity, I'm leaving tomorrow. Treat giving us a notice so that we can prepare for your replacement. Put it in their head. Some of you will say, why put it in their head only? बताना क्यों है? आप नहीं बताएंगे तो क्या वो नहीं छोड़ेंगे? It's as simple as that. Very few clinics will have a staff member who worked with them until death. Very rare. It will not happen. Still facing problem in choosing words for making informed consent for the patient. Make it a learning goal. Learn it properly. Learn it again. If you have learned it before, learn it from me. If you have not learned it from me before, that is the only thing I can advise. So with these words, thank you so much for your patient hearing. It's close to 90 minutes of starting, of course, about 83 minutes of session number 4 itself. I planned to answer the queries till here. So I kept it about, you can say 10, 15 minutes extra. So now your job starts. Give back to the community, post your top 3 to 5 takeaways. Today morning, whatever number of people attended, only 2 people, one in group 1, one in group 2 posted their results. So please give back to society. It is karma. Whatever you do, you'll come back to you. If you are doing the same thing, you will not get different results. So post your top 3 to 5 takeaways. If you are with me, I've extended it outside my community. If you are outside my community, wherever you are, if you want to post it on any social media, post it. Tag me wherever you post it. My ID everywhere is Dr. Bhavdeep. Do it right now. Writing is the best form of learning. Cement your learnings. I'm sure there would have been ample learning from afternoon session. And of course, if you're not part of my FB community, just search on Facebook, Dr. Bhavdeep groups, or you can say plugging the handicap PhD. You'll come across this wonderful community. And of course, if you are not in my WhatsApp community, you can be added to this. Just send me a message and we'll add it. Me or my team will add you into that groups. My YouTube channel, as on 31st August, 800 plus videos are already there. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon and do watch the costing videos. They are going to, you can say, be a game changer for you if you want to. Look at this. Again, social media, all by my name only, single, you can say universal, Dr. Bhavdeep everywhere. And do send me your feedback to these 2 sessions. Bouquets and brickbats both would be welcome in equal measure. And of course, as is the tradition, we always inform the upcoming venture. So this series will be continued. The practice pain points, episode 5 and 6, same time, 7 a.m., 2 p.m., Monday, 2nd of October, 2023. It is a Monday, national holiday special. So with this, we'll be completing 5 and 6 episodes on that day. So 7 a.m. and 2 p.m. individual brochures will come very soon. Probably by 20th of September, you will find the individual brochures to register. So if you want to attend like these power-packed episodes, those 2 are coming your way at same time on the national holiday, Monday, 2nd October. So question time. Let me just check the chat if there are any first, and then, of course, I'm unmuting you all. You can unmute and ask any queries if you want to. Yes. Yes, bargaining also happens because dentist does not want to lose that patient to his competition, and when the dentist himself is not confident of his or her skill to do the treatment confidently. Yes, sure, Prabjeet, absolutely right. So foremost reason for bargaining is greed to make quick money, which hurts long term. Yes, Vyomika, absolutely fine. Amit says superb. Thank you, Amit. Divya says thank you. Mayur says great session. Thank you. Brajesh says great teacher. Thank you. Ajinkya says thanks a lot. Missed in the morning. Never mind. It'll be on YouTube in January or February, whatever the dates are there. So Bhavna says thank you. Ale says thank you. Namta says thank you. Thank you so much, guys. If there are any questions, I'm here. Please ask, or you wind up the session in the next 5 minutes or so. If there are any questions, please unmute yourself and ask. I'll be there because I'm supposed to travel also in a few moments from now. Thank you, Bindu. If there are no questions, yes, Namrata, you want to ask something? Go ahead.
Sir, happy Teachers' Day and thank you for a wonderful session.
Thank you.
So, sir, I recently attended a Style Italiano conference, and in there I attended one of the lectures on contouring and matrices. So my simple question is that the matricing system in which they were talking about was Garrison, and it is costing around 45,000 or something. And they are suggesting that you should have 4 to 5 matricing systems and everything for a class 2 and proper build up. So I just wanted to know how to charge in these kind of patients, like the general costing and everything I understood, but if we are using very high quality matricing systems and everything, so how should we quote our prices according to them?
See, you work out firstly that what is the total investment in that and what is the, you can say, replacement cost of that. Replacement cost means after how many restorations it will be replaced. So what exactly will be the cost of the fixed components? the pliers or the, you can say, contouring things, or the band, which will be, of course, one-time use only, I guess. So understand and come at the cost that whatever is replenishable, what is that cost coming to you per filling? A proportion of that should be added in your direct cost, where we have, you can say, calculated your cost of the restoration. We have added matrices also in that cost. So add that. If you want to add a portion of that, your fixed armamentarium in that, that will be automatically taken care of here in the depreciation component whenever you bought a kit. So the costing would be compensated, but just try to now add that replenishable cost in your procedural costing and arrive at a figure that what is it now costing you against the previous figure. If your system was not there, what it was costing you, and accordingly you can work out the charges. Don't aim at, you can say, the full reversal of the cost of the kit, because that cost will automatically be taken care of if you are using the correct way of costing as you have learned it in those costing videos. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, then guys, with this, we call it a day. It's been a wonderful session. So your homework is, of course, go to the respective WhatsApp group and post your takeaways from morning and afternoon, or only afternoon, whichever you attended. So I believe if some of you are here, you can do it. Local community marketing, Raghu, I mentioned about the rural area. Go to your local area and make them aware of those certain services which you are now offering and which they might not be aware. So that is the kind of thing you can always, you can say, club one or two villages where you can make your target, you can say, accessible, target population accessible to those things, and make them understand the gravity or the importance of those things. So that is all about community marketing, preferably applicable in rural areas. Okay. Not in the urban population. Urban population, we have so many other ways to do it. Schools, senior citizen bhavans, Red Cross. There are so many avenues in rural, in urban, but for rural, usually community marketing is one thing that should be, you can say, resorted to. Okay. Okay. So, any more questions? Okay. Thank you. With this, we call it a day, and I see you next on Monday, 2nd of October. Same time, 7 a.m. and 2 p.m. The links would be there shortly. Yes, Nehal, it is okay to, is it okay to pay to conduct camp? Pay to conduct camp, I didn't understand, Nehal. Pay to means pay to whom? Pay to whom? In residential society. See, I believe if you are aiming for a return, then obviously you will also be doing camp with that mindset. I believe camps should be done as a part of your visibility and as a part of your awareness campaigns. So tell them you just want to educate the public. You are not here for checkups. You are not distributing any of your clinic stationery. You are just creating awareness. They will understand and see through your goal and maybe allow you to do it free. For you, the game is about visibility and credibility, which is they're going to be there in your target audience. And anyways, if you believe that you write them that, for example, this is procedure needed, it's not a guarantee that they are going to come back to you only. So the question is about visibility first. Make them through that. I just want to make the public aware. This is a part of my endeavor of giving back to the society. Your intention should be honest. These days, people doubt everyone's intention. The reason simple is it is Kali Yuga 2.0. Nobody has a reason to do anything for free without any reason, as they say. People are still doubting me even after 7 years of doing these things for free. They still doubt, shayad end mein kuch ye bechega. I don't sell anything in the end. It is just validation. So people will keep doubting your intentions. It is your purpose to give back to the society. My purpose is genuine. I know that sooner or later I'll be identified for that reason. I'll be synonymous with that. So I don't mind even if people have negative things to say about even these sessions that I do. Because I have done nothing, even you can say backdoor selling bhi nahi kiye maine, in that sense. So if your intentions are honest and genuine, make them see through it. And of course, don't distribute any of the clinic internal marketing or social, you can say validation points that people will throng your clinic or distribute your visiting card. Don't do anything kind of that. Just do it for pure visibility purpose. And of course, let them know that there are no, you can say, financial motives or gains involved. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah. Yeah,
sir, happy
Brijesh.
Teachers Day, sir.
Thank you, Brijesh. Thank you.
Sir, I have a simple question. I also have it. Actually, sir,
Yeah, yeah.
for my new clinic, I am planning to market with the help of boards, or shall I market by the help of advertisement in screens? The screens which are there in the in the chaurahas, chalks.
See, if your MCL, if your local municipal corporation allows it, go for it. Otherwise, if they're going to take away, then avoid doing that. You are allowed direction boards, you can do that, but even they'll take away those boards after 1 week. Their van comes and that'll take that away. So don't invest in that kind of a thing, which is costly for you. But yes, having said that, have an alternate plan of a kind of a flex kind of a board with a very thin frame, which serve as a direction board as an intimation board for your new clinic. And of course, even if they are taken by the corporation, it is a loss of 100 or 150 rupees only. It is that much it is costing us. And once they take it away, replace another one. You can say put it for at least 3 or 4 times. Allocate that much amount of budget, which doesn't pinch you or your heart, that you can afford that about 2,000, 3,000 rupees of budget. And the corporation's work is to take them, and your work is to place them again for the first few initial visibility part. Yes, that works.
sir.
Initially
So
works.
in
Yeah.
that, we shall we write my name and clinic name? That's it, or shall I put some like we give implants in 22 hours, like this, some eye catching
Nothing,
lines or
nothing.
something?
No, nothing. Just your name and location and direction board. That's it. Nothing.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Don't do that.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, guys. With this, we call it a day. Thank you so much, and I'll wait for your takeaways for your community members, which I believe many of you will be putting in. So thank you so much, and I see you on 2nd October again at 7 a.m. Bye bye. Take care. Have a great day.